I'm joined in our Washington studio by Sam Yoon, Executive Director of the Council of Korean Americans. Sam, let me begin with reestablishing this cross-border hotline. Comes after nearly 2 years. We've seen repeated missile tests by DPRK. We've seen tough rhetoric by Pyongyang and Washington. We've even seen threats of war. What do you make of the timing? Why now?
Well, clearly the Winter Olympics has something to do with it. It's hard to diagnose exactly what the timing is in terms of what Kim Jong-un may be thinking at any one time, but it's certainly a positive development. And this is important. The possibility of direct talks between North and South Korea is absolutely essential to achieving peace and reconciliation on the peninsula.
Is this a sign that perhaps tensions between North and South are being diffused, and could it possibly open the door to face-to-face negotiations between these two countries?
Absolutely, and that's the hope. I think, I represent an American organization, and I'm speaking as an American, and, the United States has a lot at stake. Clearly, we're the world's only superpower. We have global leadership when it comes to matters like this, but it is essential that the United States encourage direct talks between North and South Korea. To the extent that they want to get started on dialogue that will lead to denuclearization, we should get out of the way. We have a role to play. We always will as Americans. But in this case, when the initiative is being taken, we should allow that initiative to be taken and hope for, and then play the role that we need to play at the right time.
Or are you getting that sense from this administration that they are excited about the latest development? I mean, let's talk about President Donald Trump's Twitter rant, if I may say that. Really a stunning statement. Some might consider it terrifying. Some might even say it was reckless, even juvenile, boasting about the size of their nuclear buttons. I mean, how will the DPRK view this? How will China, Russia, Japan, South Korea, I mean, how something so serious when the stakes are so high, Sam, how is this being viewed around the world?
I think they're discounting it. And I am not concerned, actually, that this is going to, a tweet like that will derail the process.
But when you first saw it.
But when I first saw it, it was shocking. As an American as well, it's amazing to me that I can look at a tweet like that and say, I'm not sure this is going to make that much of a difference, which means, I'm not sure that we're looking to the president for leadership on this. We're not even looking for the president to be a grown-up when it comes to these matters. I was at a conference in Seoul last month with representatives from China, as well as Japan, Russia, Mongolia, Thailand, Australia, certainly the U.S., and the consensus is that the real work has to be done by North and South Korea, and that the U.S. Has a role to play. Yes, sanctions are there, they're applying pressure, but we need to get out of the way, and Trump's tweets don't help that, but I think there are better angels in our government.
So where does all this leave the United States at this point, and do you believe the U.S. can be involved in any kind of potential diplomatic process?
Yes, and in fact, just recently, Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis was asked about the annual joint military exercises that the U.S. does with South Korea. And he actually said he was open to rescheduling that, but importantly, saying we would do that in partnership with our host country, i.e. South Korea. So that provides an opening. That provides a sense of partnership that the world needs to see when it comes to rescheduling it so that the the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics isn't kind of distracted by those. That's a positive sign. So that's the hope that I have about the U.S. government's stance on this.
We'll have to leave it there. Sam Yoon, thank you so much.
Thank you.